Hello everybody, hope you're having another blessed day. For today's video we will be doing another discussion, another ranking of yet again another park at Disney World. Now if you can see the screen right now, which hopefully you can, if not we got a problem, you will see we had the Tree of Life, which means we will be doing today our fourth park, which is going to be Animal Kingdom. Alright, so yeah, today we are going to be doing a ranking of the rides at Animal Kingdom. Now, I will do kind of a forewarning. There are two things I believe that we couldn't do at the park. One, no one could do period, and that was due to COVID restrictions while we was there, and that was like the train rides. Yeah, so no trains. So that's not in the ranking system at all. And then the other one, it was available for a time at the park. It's going to be the Navi boat ride. I was unable to ride that ride. Alright. Now, I have ridden it before when it first came out. I rode it before. It was okay. Wasn't the greatest, it's just like one of those water boat rides. So nothing special, mid-tier, probably in any list. So yeah, that's how it is. But reason why I was unable to ride it is that one, it was basically broken down for the whole entire day I was at that park. Right? We got there probably about 7 in the morning. We went straight to Fly a Passage. And then, I can't remember where we went from after that. But yeah, went straight to Fly a Passage, ride that ride. But literally probably about like 10 o'clock, I believe. 10 a.m. That ride broke down and it didn't open back up until 30 minutes before the park closed. 30 minutes. So easy to say, but when it opened back up, I was nowhere near the ride and it had a 3 hour wait. Yeah. So, you just say your boy was not going to sit there in line just for some boat ride that he did before, and I didn't think was the greatest. So, yeah. Keep that in mind. It's not going to be in the list. If it would, it'd probably be mid tier. So, with that in mind, since we're not going to be including that, I will be doing the 7 other rides that I did ride at Animal Kingdom. So, with that in mind, let's get into what number 7 is going to be. Now, this is probably a no-brainer. You guys probably easily expect that. Number 7 is going to be the Tricera Top Spin. Alright, this is basically like Key to Land version of Dumbo from Magic Kingdom, okay? I was not a fan of this one at all. I just did it because actually we did every, I think, ride in the park that we could do besides the boat ride while we was at Animal Kingdom, so we jumped on and we did it, alright? It was not that good. One, I am 6'3", okay, 6'3", so I got pretty long legs, stuff like that. I had to sit sideways in this thing. I could not sit my back against the wall like this guy up here. This guy, like the left side picture, I could not sit like that. I had to sit sideways. Because I guess, this wasn't ready for my knees. So, for that reason already, if any time a ride, like, is not, like, fit or made to fit someone about 6'3", I don't think I'm that tall. At least compared to other people. I think I'm, like, a little bit above average, okay? Because, like, the average height is 5'10", so, what's 4 or 5 inches more? I shouldn't make that big of a difference in my opinion. But that made a huge difference. Okay, I could barely fit in this bloody thing. My knees will sore from being smashed against the front of the plastic. So yeah, if you're a taller person, I say definitely avoid this ride. And because of how uncomfortable I felt on this ride, and also all you do is go up in the air and you go around in a circle. Not really a big thrill factor in that. I'll put it at number 7, which means it's at the bottom of the list. And I dare say I did not enjoy this ride. All right, number 6. It's going to be Tough to Be a Bug. Alright, so Tough to Be a Bug is basically one of your theater bays, Carousel of Progress, you have like the Muppet Vision. It's one of those kind of rides, okay? Or not even a ride. I mean, you just come in, you sit down, and enjoy a show. That's all it really is. Now, I will say there are some benefits to this whole thing, and you can see on the screen right there. That example only had a 20-minute wait. I don't usually see this thing ever having more than a half-hour wait, which is really good. Even during COVID, that was pretty good. All right, but the problem is, the show never changes. No matter where you are, you can't just go sit somewhere else and get a different experience. You can't come at a different time. There'll be a different show. It's always the same script, same show, same thing. Events happen. So after that one, maybe 2 times you do it, you get burned out. Right? And I don't like when where it gets burned out because there's no thrill factor at all. You have the bugs come out of the walls, and they freak someone out, they freak them scary. But after the first, second time, you kind of like, yep, here comes the spiders, and here comes the hornets in the back, here comes the beetles, the stink bug spray, you're going to smell it, yeah. So, not crazy. So for that reason, how it's like, it's great wait time, but not really good past 1-2 tries. Number 6. Now, number 5, I'm going to say is not a bad ride. I would have ranked this ride above a lot of other rides in the other parks. But there's just, to me, so many good rides in this park. And I'll say this ride right here would beat the Navi boat ride in my opinion. So I'll put Navi technically as like 6 and then push everything else back. But number 5 is going to be the Dinosaur ride. Yeah, I got my goofy friend right there. Based off the Disney movie that a lot of people do not watch. But people who have say, they remember it from their childhood and they liked it. Props to them. But the Dinosaur ride, it's a great ride. Just straight up, it's probably a level 2 in the thrill factor, though it does jerk. This is a ride that's going to swing you left and right in your seats. You better be holding on. And it's basically I'm trying to think what the greatest example of this would be. I can't remember right now, but yeah, it's basically you're actually in like a cart, and you'll be going, and then you're going to be swinging left and right and dipping down and jerking up and down like you're like trying to run away from a dinosaur, because actually you are in part of this ride. Spoilers if you haven't done it before. But yeah, it was great. The wait times you will probably have is about an hour, which is cool. But now, to be a negative to that positive, this ride jerks a lot. All right. And let me tell you why it's kind of upsetting me. It was so jerky. Cause I did plan on recording this ride and posting it on the channel, but it was so jerky for me. I did not feel comfortable holding my phone in my hand. Cause I was that afraid I would lose my phone. So when someone my size and someone who's been recording a lot of stuff, does not feel safe holding a phone in his hand, two-handed mind you, because it's gonna be so jerky back and forth. Quality would be terrible. I'm afraid I'll lose my phone. You'll be in for it rough. You get thrown against the side. I was in the front by myself, and I got thrown against the side of the car, sliding in the seat. There's no like seat belts or anything like that. You're in a cart, long ways. If a bar goes down, it doesn't secure your legs. So I was slipping and sliding left and right, which I'm not a fan of rides that have me slipping and sliding. Okay. So for the reason, that's one of the reasons I'm gonna say it's probably number 5, and why it does not beat out the other 4 rides. All right. So yeah, Dinosaur's number 5. Number 4, I'll say is probably a great ride in the summer, but wasn't the greatest in December. And that's going to be the Kali River Rapids. Yeah, we jumped on this ride when it was 40, 50 degrees in the morning. I regretted everything. But you know what? It was a blast, It's not much to the ride, but sometimes the simplest rides are the best rides. All it is, you get in the seats here, and you basically just follow the river, and there's one big drop about halfway through. In the part they're at right now, you do have some water guns or like sprouts that are shooting out to the side to make sure you get wet. There's a waterfall you try to avoid. But yeah, the big drop's really cool. And you never know, because it's always random how the thing spins around in the water. You never know who's going to be the one that has to go down the big old waterfall backwards. And guess what? The boy got picked for the first try on. Yes, I got picked for the first time on, which meant if you're going down backwards, you are the one. The only that has to spread its arms out and try to catch as much water for everyone else. Because, you already taken the L, might as well try to help everyone else out. So yeah, your boy had a white shirt, had a gray shirt on, it turned into a black shirt by the end of the time. It got so soaked. But yeah, great adventure. I will say it's only good for probably about on good weather days. And also, I do believe this is one of the rides, if there is bad weather, it does shut down, which is definitely a negative, because rides that can go on 24/7, no matter if it's like raining or thunderstorms, are great. But this one guaranteed does shut down if there is lightning, because you can't really have people out on water in the metal. And when it's like pouring rain and bad wind and stuff like that, out in the open, okay? So for that reason, it's number 4. Number 3 is the Kilimanjaro Safari. Now, we did this one twice, and I'll say this is a great ride, okay? Right now, I'd say it's only about 30 to 40 minutes, because a lot of people apparently are not riding this ride, which is disappointing to me. If you love animals and zoos, this is like your perfect ride. You go on like a 20 to 30-minute kind of Humvee ride out through basically the savannah they made out there. And you see dozens of animals. You got zebras, giraffe, lions, hippos, alligators, lions. You name it, they probably got it out there. Rhinos, awesome. We even saw one part, at least the car ahead of us. They got to see two hippos get in a bloody fight. You know how awesome it is to see that in the wild, quote unquote wild. That was cool. Right? We got to see the giraffes running across the plains, the elephants flowing the dirt up in the air, trying to cool off from the sun. Awesome, authentic experiences to see. And I do know some behind the scenes stuff. They do have kind of sense and bait they put out to make sure the animals in certain locations, so us the tourists get to see it. But I like those little factors that they make sure we get the greatest experience as we can. Now, there's two downsides to this, and definitely why it's going to be number 3. The first one, I already talked about how it's like a 20-30 minute ride, and yeah, it's a 20 to 30 minute ride. So you usually expect the ride to be about like at most 5 minutes. This thing is a half hour flipping long, so you're gonna be on this sucker for a long time. So be warned on that. Now the other part, this thing can easily depict how your day goes depending on the weather. Right? I believe it's one that usually does shut down if the weather gets too bad. But if it starts raining, middle of a ride, if you look at the cart right there, do you see any windows or any glass you can roll up the window, make sure you get wet?
No, you do not.
Yeah. So one of the times I rode this ride, and that wasn't this year, but previous year, it was literally downpour, like heavy, like tsunami rain, like a hurricane was off the coast. It smashed us. And if you were sitting on the edges there, you just gotta take it. You imagine taking freezing cold rain for a half hour straight in the face. It was nothing. You have no poncho, no umbrella. You know how enjoyable that is, and how much that this ruins your experience. Yeah, you can imagine. So it's because of that reason why I'm putting it at number 3. I usually love this ride because of how it has that little chance of just wrecking your day. It's gonna be number 3. All right. Now we're on to the final number 2. Now, number 2 may be a little surprised, but I'll tell you why it is. Number 2 is going to be the Flight of Passage. Now, I'll say this is the most popular ride at Animal Kingdom currently. All right, this is the ride we went to straight to as soon as we got there, and guess what? We still had almost a 2-hour wait. Yeah, everyone goes at the start. It was so backed up. If you looked at a map, where the Flight Passage is, you want to go all the way over there to the Kilimanjaro Safari. Yeah. So Google Map, see the two differences with those 3 things. Kilimanjaro Safari, Flight Passage. That's how far the line was and where we had to start. And we was in the middle of the bloody thing. Yeah, so once we went there, they just wrapped it all the way back. So it was like making the end basically. And we was in the top of the end where the Kilimanjaro Safari goes. Yeah, that's kind of ridiculous. Which is that's the main reason why it is number 2, not number 1. Alright, but this ride is freaking awesome. We have Soarin' and Epcot, and this thing just claps Soarin', okay? Because when you get it feels like, I guess, the Tron bike, which is coming out eventually. You get on kind of your bike, you lean into it, and it just rotates you. Unlike Soarin's, you just sit in the seat, and it barely tilts. This thing gives you the whole tilt advantage experience with the wind blowing in your face. It's basically like you're wearing a huge set of VR goggles, which I'm pretty sure you do wear goggles doing this, if I'm not mistaken. And it is awesome. If you love the Avatar movie, this is a great experience. It's actually one of my favorites in the park. Now, I do say this is one you may only get to ride once. If you're lucky, twice in a day, which is, kind of sad. But you know what? Put the effort in. You get onto this ride eventually. Now, if you know the rides, you know what I picked for number 1 for you guys. The best one, without doubt, is Expedition Everest. Alright. Expedition Everest has so many benefits. One, it is the most thrill ride based ride they have at Animal Kingdom, which is 1, 2, or 3 scales we talked about previously. It is the number 3. It goes forward, it goes backwards, fast, has huge drops. It's nice for like about 2 to 3 minutes long. It is great to see. We love to see those kind of rides. And also, did I mention yet how it has always a very short line apparently? Yeah, when we rode this line, the first time we got there, it was literally just walk on to the ride. A walk on for this quality of a ride is insane. I don't get it. I know it's because of Avatar. Everyone goes to Avatar Land, which is, that's fine for them. But they're missing out on the best ride in the park. I'd never been in this ride, even before COVID, had longer than a 30-minute wait. And that's from the last 2 to 3 years of riding this ride. Probably rode it like a dozen times. Never more than a half-hour wait. So if you've ridden this ride and you don't, if you've had the same kind of experience, you'll understand how awesome this is. Because to me, this is one of my favorite rides, period, in Disney World. One has a great feel factor. It has a good G's. You get the quick turns and stuff, and it's a nice. It's not like a 30-second ride feel like it's a nice 3-minute ride. All right. So yeah, because of how short the lines are, because it's a great thrill ride. Because compared to other level threes like Rock and Roller Coaster and Tower Terror that have 3 hours wait usually, and this is only like a half-hour tops. Yeah, easily a top tier ride. So for that reason, it is going to be number one. All right. So with that, that is my ranking of all the rides at Animal Kingdom. The worst one by far is the Tricera Top Spin, and in my opinion, and what I think would be the best for all of you guys too to get your best experience, I'll say Expedition Everest is the best in that factor. But yeah, at this point now in making these videos, we've done Animal Kingdom, we've now done Epcot, Magic Kingdom, we've done Hollywood Studios. So you know what's left to be the season finale, or I guess like finale of this whole little series? Are you ready for it? We're going to be ranking every gosh dang ride at the same time. We're going to be smashing them all together. I don't want to think about how many it is. See here. It's going to be, probably a little bit, almost 50, if not more than 50 rides at the same time. So that's going to be a big blockbuster video, almost probably an hour long. But yeah, stay tuned for when that video drops. Now, if that, this is in the video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a like on the video. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. This helps you support me and helps me make more videos for you to enjoy. Also, go down to the comment section. Share your own favorite Animal Kingdom rides and why you like them. If you agree with my list, tell me. If not, share your own thoughts and opinions. I'd love to see it. Now, since it is in the video, it's time for me to say, hope the rest of the week is blessed, and I hope to see you again in the next video. And with that, I'm out.